Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is, of course, Colton, and today I will be making for you a bonus soap in our Pride 2026 collection. This soap was a limited run, 12 bar only, single loaf soap that was kind of like just an experiment to use a fragrance, and that fragrance is Rainbow Sherbet from Brambleberry. We titled this soap Rainbow Sherbet. RainBro, not rainbow, like the actual fragrance is called. And this is a really cool blend of some orange, some lemon, some grapefruit, some red currant, some blueberry, some green apple, and then there's also some lavender in there. So there's fruit or herb for every color of the rainbow, which I love. For this design, I was inspired by all of those different fragrance notes to do a rainbow designed soap, which we haven't actually done for quite a while. We used to do a like rainbowy soap where all of the colors were in one soap. The first couple years we did a Pride collection, and then we steered away from that when we started doing like similar technique and having one color be per bar to do like a overall rainbow. So in my little mason jars there, I have every color of the rainbow in that Mad Micas neon collection that we had. And I am basically just portioning out some uncolored soap batter, but it has that fragrance oil in there, into each of these jars. And I am going to just be eyeballing this to make them as even as possible. My original design for this was going to be a 6-layer soap. So have red on the bottom, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And you'll see in a little bit, but I did change that design midway through just because I was getting a little impatient. If I was going to do that again, I probably would actually do a larger slab and then divide the soap batter into halves and then do like 3 colors at a time, so I wasn't worried about accelerating and not getting like nice smooth lines. You could, in theory, divide it up into 6 segments, but that's just a lot of math that I'm not terribly interested in doing, if I'm totally honest. What I'm doing, this is when I still had in mind that I was going to do 6 layers, is that I'm only stirring in the colorant for 1 layer at a time. So I'm starting with this is technically pink, but I'm using it as the red stand-in for our rainbow here. So that's all I'm stirring. And the reason I'm doing that is because we've used this fragrance oil in the past, and so we knew it didn't accelerate, which is fantastic, and it didn't rise, which is amazing. But sometimes colorant does cause soap batter to accelerate, and I didn't want that to happen. None of these colors actually did make that happen. Usually, at least in my experience, titanium dioxide is the naughty member of the group, and that's what usually causes acceleration. So anything with like a white or a pastel, that's when the colorant seems to accelerate. Again, at least in my experience and in Zach's experience. So I have that red, I'm using air quotes here, pink, down, and I'm letting it set. I did jiggle the loaf mold there, and it wasn't set up. I did that off camera, so you didn't see that. So I stirred the orange, and you can see I'm getting a little impatient because now I'm also stirring the yellow, because I'm realizing that this soap batter is not setting up as quickly as what I was wanting it to. Again, it's okay that it's not accelerating. I just am not the most patient individual, and I was just wanting this to get going. So I'm going here and I'm going to try and use my scraper there to break the fall, and you can't see it, but that orange soap batter just went right through the red layer. So I'm thinking on the fly here, and you can kind of see my brain working, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do. And instead of doing that, I'm going to do kind of a acrylic paint pour technique. Like a lot of people during COVID, myself and Zach did a lot of acrylic paint pours because we could do it outside. It was fairly inexpensive. It was creative, all that stuff. So what I'm doing is I had the pink already down, and now I've gone in with the orange, and I've done 3 big dollops. And now I'm gonna go in with the yellow, and I'm gonna repeat that process for each of these colors. And I'm hoping that this is gonna make a really cool effect. In acrylic paint pour, you would do this like in a cup, and then you'd flip it over, and then you pull the cup up, and it would just make all the cool like designs and stuff like that, which I have done that with soap before. I don't think I have that on video because this was early on, but maybe I'll have to try that out and film it again. So I have the first 3 colors down. Now I'm going in with that neon green color, and we're gonna stir that up. And I will again pour this. I am alternating between starting in the front and the back with each of the colors to kind of keep it as even as possible. And you can see there that I kind of had to think and remember what I had done previously. I really like the finished product of this soap. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised, and you'll see this in a couple minutes when we get to the cutting. I wasn't necessarily expecting what this actually turned out to look like, but I also didn't have a really clear idea on what it was going to look like. While I was doing this, I was considering, as I'm stirring these, using a hanger swirl to swirl the soap batter around to get some interest in there. And I might try this again, maybe not with 6 colors, but maybe with like 3 or 4, and do a hanger swirl, because I think that would make a really cool effect as well. The thing we like to do with these 12 bar batches is that we do a lot of experimenting with fragrances, with colors and things like that, because this is a much more manageable size than a big 30 bar slab. And then if we like it in this, then we can translate it over to that large slab size. And as you can see, this has been taking a while. I haven't really sped up anything. I don't think I've actually sped up anything. And this batter is still super liquidy, which is fantastic for things like this. Like, I haven't personally done it, but used those kaleidoscope soap molds. This fragrance would behave beautifully with that. And then let me zoom in the camera. And I didn't want to muddy the top of this design too much. And I was really liking the like heat map look. Like, it looks kind of like an infrared camera a little bit. And I really like that. So I just used the back of my bar spoon to do a really big kind of swoop there to get some of the colors a little more spread out. I'll tap it to get any air bubbles out. Not a huge concern with such a liquidy soap batter. I'll spritz it with some rubbing alcohol, clean up the sides a little bit. Because this was so thin of a soap batter, I was a little concerned that it would get soda ash, but it actually didn't, which I am also a big fan of. And then we'll tuck this away for 24 hours, and it is time to unmold and slice up. And this was not sticky. I don't know why I was struggling so much to unmold this loaf of soap from this silicone mold. It wasn't sticky at all. I just was on the struggle bus this day. You can see those colors are super pretty, still super vibrant, which I do love. We will break out Dorothy, our multi-bar cutter, and then it is time to see what that technique brought us. And the really cool thing with this specific technique is every bar is so different. So I think I'm going to actually show you all of the bars here, and they all look different. They look like heat maps, like when you go through like an infrared camera or something like that, which I am obsessed with. I kind of feel like the camera is not doing the colors justice either, because they are so bright and vibrant and neon in person. Unfortunately, these bars are already sold out, so you can't get them, but I still wanted to show this video because it made such really fun colors and the technique was fun, and I'll definitely have to try it again. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to join our subscriber program if you want to get soaps, candles, or bath bombs sent to your house each and every month. This fine list of individuals here get candles and soaps from us as a thank you for supporting us and our channel and our business. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video. Comment down below your favorite ice cream flavor. Mine is probably cookie dough. Also, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell icon so you get notified when we release new videos. Thanks. Bye.